Happy 5-year channel anniversary, everyone. This week for our anniversary merch release, I'm releasing the Creature Crew shirt and mask line. It was really fun creating these, and I had a blast shooting this like little dorky ad with my friends, but I had a lot of fun doing some fun shirts and masks highlighting some of my creatures. So stop by my Teespring and use the code Annie5 to get 15% off any of the items. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Katelyn, and today we are continuing the 100 Dragon Challenge. So for today, first off, Happy New Year. I can't believe it's already 2021, like 2020 just went by in a whiz, and we're almost done with the 100 Dragon Challenge. We're in the 60s, so for episode 64 today, we are doing a request that has been commented quite a bit. We're gonna be doing a demon dragon. I was really excited for this one because I actually, I've talked about it in previous videos before, where I really like kind of like dark demonic art in general. Like I really like drawing cool, creepy demons or like more creepy creatures and characters. And I don't know, demons just have a soft spot in my heart for some reason. I don't know, that demon and soft spot is not the thing you would hear in the same sentence, you know, but I just really like drawing them. I love creating cool, creepy demons, and I knew I was gonna have a really fun time with this dragon. So to give you guys a little bit of insight on what I am thinking for this design, I was kind of going with like a traditional demon aesthetic, which usually has something to do with like cloven hooves, ram horns, kind of like the really fuzzy demon, I guess. It's kind of like a goat combo of a creature, very like reds and blacks and like dark reddish browns. That's kind of what I was thinking when I was designing this character overall. And I thought I'd add some other like creepy aspects like multiple eyes and like these really piercing like goat eyes or more of like cat eyes, lots of different interesting eye shapes in different parts of the body and such. And then I wanted to give it like a classic like demon look. Like I said, with the cloven hooves, I wanted it to be bipedal, along with, I'm gonna add, of course, I can't remember the name of it. There's a specific name for it, but it's the demon tail that has kind of like that arrow shape at the end of it. Wow, it's escaping me, but I know there's a certain name for that shape at the end of the tail. But anyway, that's kind of the aesthetic overall that I was going for when I was planning this guy out. I wanted him to be kind of tall, intimidating, really bulky. I just imagine him kind of dragging his long arms across the floor as it like pursues you, or like, I've never seen Paranormal Activity, but I do remember this weird demon type creature silhouette that I think was floating around the internet, and it had like the cloven foot and like bipedal creepiness. So I was kind of going for that, like merging it with my dragon idea overall. And of course we had to have wings. I mean, a lot of demons already have kind of like the bat-like wings, so it just kind of fit in with everything to make this like a draconic demon overall. So with the preliminary sketching, brainstorming out of the way, it was time to jump in for the final sketch. So at first I thought about doing landscape, but I was like, no, that doesn't make sense. He's a bipedal, upright creature. Like, we need to make this a portrait drawing. And I wanted him to kind of look like his face was coming towards you a little bit, and he was like hunching over, like really like hunched, intimidating, big thing. And then it would also give me a lot of room to like place his arms and different details of the body. I also knew that some of his wings were probably going to get cut off at least a little bit, because I can't fit the whole set of wings on these little pieces of paper. I think one of these days I kind of want to do a smaller dragon on one of these pages and then have the wings extend to the full length of the paper. But, you know, you wouldn't be able to see a lot of detail from the dragon itself, but you could get a really cool wing shot. So maybe I'll try that on a different dragon that makes sense for. But for now, we're just going to have to deal with the dragon wings just being too large to fit on the page. So I had a lot of fun sketching this out because I also got to experiment where I wanted to put all those different weird eye placements. I knew that I wanted a lot on the face and on the head, but I was like, man, I could put some on like the arms and the neck and different areas, along with some cool like spines and spikes everywhere. I just had a lot of fun just adding some random little details here and there. And then I was like, what if we put a cool like mouth stomach? So I put some jagged teeth where his stomach would be, and the lore that I'm thinking is that mouth specifically is what like sucks out souls from unbeknownst prey. It just like opens its belly mouth and just like inhales and takes in all the spirits and souls of the damned. I really like that idea, and I think it's super creepy, and it works really well for this character overall. I also added a couple more teeth. I'm already in the line art stage, but I wanted to add some like cool tusks on either side of the mouth. And then the overall shape face, I think, is kind of a combination of like a dragon, a goat, and then the sideburns kind of remind me of Krampus. Like a lot of the Krampus, however you want to pronounce it, drawings have him with these really gnarly mutton chops. So I really wanted to put that on this one as well. And I was looking up some photos of like Beelzebub type of inspiration, and a lot of the times they put him as well with like mutton chops or like crazy facial hair. So I was like, you know, it works. I think it looks really cool, and it adds a cool extra aesthetic touch to this character. All right, now with the line art all done, I just erased out the original sketch, and then I wanted to add some more thicker line work to this. I noticed recently that a lot of my Micron pens are actually starting to break or die. I've had them for so many years. These pens last a really long time. I think most of my pens are like 5+ years old. I feel like I got them at the beginning of the channel, which, speaking of which, yeah, happy channel anniversary, as you saw from the beginning of this video. 5 years already on YouTube. That's just so crazy. But yeah, so a lot of my Micron pens are like slowly dying, and I ordered some new ones, but they didn't arrive until after I shot this video. So now I have some shiny new ones to add some line depth to my line art now. Anyway, now that the line depth is out of the way, it was time to pick some colors. So I really wanted to go with some reds, some reddish browns, and I knew I wanted the eyes to also be like yellow. One of the things that I was going back and forth on was the webbing of the wings. I thought maybe like a pinkish color might work, but I didn't like the idea of it being like hot pink with the demon. Like, I don't think hot pink wings would work very well. So I kind of went with more of a fleshy tone, like just kind of like a tannish pink. And it seemed to work pretty well for this one, because it was like, I don't want it to be the focal point. So I didn't want the webbing to be too bright of a color, but I did want it to kind of match the palette. So you'll see later, I think it works out really well. But now it's time to finally jump in and do the color. So I was excited to really make this guy crazy, demonic demon awesomeness. Like, he was really starting to come together when I started adding the color. Just having all those bright pops of red and yellows everywhere were really cool to see come together, and just made him look super demonic and awesome. I did forget to press record, so you just saw that transition there. I just totally forgot to press it. So now you got a general idea of his skin color and fur color overall. And I really wanted to have those like cool like dark reds, the dark reddish browns, and I thought overall it was going to look really cool together. And I decided to do kind of different colors fading into each other, like different patches of fur color. So on his back I was like, ooh, that dark brown, like that brownish red would work great there. And I was like, oh, I'll put that on the arms too, and put the more brighter red everywhere else. And overall that ends up looking super, super cool. So I really love how this one looks overall. But I wanted to also advertise that This one is going to be the Monster of the Month over on my Patreon. So I'm a little behind. I'll be totally honest with everyone that I did fall behind on my Monsters of the Month, but we're getting caught up on them. Anyway, each month on my Patreon, I release a monster with full lore and stats, and I thought I'd give you guys a little sneak peek at one monster book that I would love to make, and that's like my Dragon Compendium. At the end of the 100 Dragon Challenge, I would love to make a D&D-esque compendium with all of my dragons and release that and have 100 different awesome dragons for you to pick from with full lore and stats and everything. So I'm going to be working on that slowly over time. I mean, we still got some time before these dragons are going to be totally done, but I thought I'd give patrons an early access, I guess, to one of the dragons that would be in this book later on. So this month on my Patreon, you can sign up for the monster or higher tier to get a monthly monster, and this one will be January's. There's a lot of other cool goodies. I'd really appreciate your support as well. Without Patreon, I wouldn't be able to order like my cool merch or any projects that I'm working on. I wouldn't really be able to fund. So it really helps me a lot keep the channel afloat and help me pursue making cool stuff like stickers or books or creature compendiums or anything like that. So speaking of the Monster of the Month and Patreon, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts, because by the time this video is out, I'm already starting to at least work on the character sheet for this. But I'm curious what type of attacks you guys would like to see out of this creature, because I already talked about the soul suck. Maybe that could be like, what is it? Oh man, it's like, it's such a famous move in D&D that I can't remember. But you basically say something. It's like something death kill or something like that. And depending on how low of health the character is, it like instant KOs them. I was thinking something like that for the mouth would be interesting. Or maybe it like slowly sucks out parts of the soul and maybe gives a disadvantage on rolls or something. I'm not 100% sure. Or maybe it could be a lair action that can only be used like X amount of times per encounter. That might be interesting too. I want this to be a beefy boy. So even if you're not a D&D fan, I would love to hear your thoughts on what a cool attack or ability this guy could have. It doesn't have to be specific to D&D. Like I said, you don't need to know much about D&D to let me know an idea for an attack or something it could do, but you could at least be like, you know, in terms of video games or in terms of a show, this could work really well. And then I can work on translating it to a cool D&D move for the character sheet. I think this guy has a lot of potential. I just really want to make him like this beefy, badass boss. He's gonna kick ass. I'm really excited to make him a really intense and intimidating creature. I think this is the type that if you're not careful, it will be a total party kill. I don't know if I would make him have minions or anything, but I assume to get to him, maybe a DM would set up some smaller encounters on the way to the big boss at the end of the dungeon. So, I mean, if this was in a dungeon scenario, oof, that might be brutal. You might be on such low health and just barely getting to the end, and then you just run into this guy. Oh man, that could be some seriously bad stuff for your party. So I wish you luck. For any DMs out there, good luck torturing your players with this, and good luck players, and hope you're able to survive this giant demon dragon. He's gonna be beefy, for sure. We're gonna make him really, really beefy. So we're reaching the end here. I had a lot of fun drawing this demon dragon, and don't worry, I'll do the opposite of this one in another future dragon video. But for now, let's go ahead and look at your guys' entries for last week's dragon. All right, so first up for this week, we have Hammers Spaced. I really thought this was such a cute little interaction with the dragon and the cute little polar bear. I just thought it was such a fun scene, seeing them together and like interacting together. So really cute, and your dragon design is wonderful. And then Alyssa, I love the colors in yours. It was very bright and vivid, and I just loved the overall look. And I loved the little squiggly bits coming out your dragon and the like kind of rib looking stuff. It looked really cool overall. And all of you did so well. Like, there were so many cool Aurora dragons. It was really hard to only pick a few. Like, I know I say this all the time, and you guys can believe me or not, but you guys blew me away. So many different creative and awesome like ideas and executions of an Aurora dragon. They all just looked wonderful and fantastic. So if you guys would like to enter your demon dragon for next week, Instagram is finally back with their hashtags, like they're not being suppressed anymore. So you can go post it on Twitter or Instagram with the hashtag KM100dragons, or join our Discord server and post it in the server chat labeled KM100dragons. But anyway, thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking out this video. And if you aren't already, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, join our little nerdy community, and follow along as I finish this 100 Dragon challenge. And like I said, happy 5-year channel anniversary. I can't believe how quickly the time has flown. I started this channel by posting an old animatic of my old comic Jade Dragon in January of 2016. Yeah, math? Yeah, 2016. And it's crazy to see how much it's grown, how many amazing people I've met, and how amazing you guys are. So thank you all so much for the support over the years. You all are amazing. Have a happy new year, and I hope 2021 treats us all a little bit better than 2020. Bye, everybody.